Hey everyone, I'm back again. I'm gonna read a book for you. This is a really nice book. I love to read it to my class, so I'm gonna go ahead and start reading that to you. The title is, Have You Filled a Bucket Today? It's written by Carol McLeod, illustrated by David Messing. So you can go ahead and take a look right here. If you look, you can see it looks like an older man. He has a cane, and there's a bucket around the cane, and it has like stars in it. And then we have a little boy holding his hand. Maybe that's his son or his grandson. And he's holding a bucket, and it looks like they're both really happy. I can see that they're both smiling. So let's go ahead and get started. All day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket. You can't see it, but it's there. So we've got people from all over the world, and they all have a bucket in their hand. And this bucket has like stars and hearts, and it's all different colors. You have a bucket. Each member of your family has a bucket. Your grandparents, friends, and neighbors all have buckets. Everyone carries an invisible bucket. So here we've got a whole family. Everybody's holding a bucket. Even the dog has a bucket. Over here we've got some kids playing and riding their bikes, and they all have buckets. Your bucket has one purpose only. Its purpose is to hold your good thoughts and good feelings about yourself. When you feel happy and good, when your bucket is full. And you feel sad and lonely when your bucket is empty. So we see two kids. They have buckets. Their buckets are full and they're smiling. And here we've got two kids, and this girl, hers is full, and this boy, his is empty, and he looks upset, and she looks happy. So we know that having a full bucket is great, you feel good, and having an empty bucket doesn't feel as good. Other people feel the same way too. They're happy when their buckets are full, and they're sad when their buckets are empty. It's great to have a full bucket, and this is how it works. So they're going to tell us how to fill your people's buckets and how to fill your own bucket. Other people can fill your bucket, and you can fill theirs. You can fill your own bucket too. So, how do you fill a bucket? You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you give someone a smile. That's being a bucket filler. A bucket filler is a loving, caring person who says and does nice things to make others feel special. When you treat others with kindness and respect, you fill their bucket. So I want you to take a minute right now to think about a few times where you've done something to fill somebody's bucket. Think of a time where you made somebody happy or you were nice to them. It could be a friend, it could be a family member. Go ahead and take a minute to think about that. So for me, a few times that I've filled a bucket is by helping, more specifically recently, I guess I was flying on an airplane, and I helped a lady get her suitcase down from the top of the airplane. She was older and she couldn't do it alone, so I helped her with that. So that's one way that I filled a bucket recently. So I hope that you could think of something that you were nice to people about. But you can also dip into a bucket and take out some good feelings. You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even when you ignore someone. That's bucket dipping. Bullying is bucket dipping. When you hurt others, you dip into their bucket. You will dip into your own bucket too. So basically what this page is saying is, if you hurt others, you're taking from their bucket. They're not gonna feel very loved or happy. But you're also hurting yourself. You will not feel good if you make someone else feel bad. So go ahead and think of a time where maybe you dipped into somebody else's bucket. Maybe you hurt a friend's feelings, maybe you were mean to a sibling or your nanny. Go ahead and think of a time where you dipped into somebody's bucket. So a time when I dipped into somebody's bucket, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my sister. I love my sister very much, but we're sisters and we're not perfect. Sometimes we don't get along. So there have been times where I have said mean things to my sister. Maybe I said I didn't like her outfit, or that she wasn't funny, or something along those lines. But the important thing is to always go back and apologize and try to fix your mistakes. So on this page we can see it looks like these little girls are making fun of this girl, and this boy is he's being mean, and he's even pushing this boy, and we can see that his bucket is emptying out from that. Many people who dip have an empty bucket. They may think they can fill their own bucket by dipping into someone else's, but that will never work. You never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's. But guess what? When you fill someone's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. You feel good when you help others feel good too. So here we can see, it looks like he was dipping into this bucket, but his bucket is still empty. So he was being mean and he still feels bad about it. And here we've got 2 bucket fillers. All day long, we are either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets by what we say and what we do. Try to fill a bucket and see what happens. You love your mom and dad. Why not tell them you love them? You can even tell them why you love them. Your caring words will fill their buckets with joy. So we all know that we need to be kind to our parents. We need to be loving to our parents. But sometimes we forget to tell them how much we love them. So always make sure you're respecting your parents and telling them how much you love them. Watch for smiles to light up their faces. You will feel like smiling too. A smile is a good clue that you filled a bucket. If you practice, you'll become a great bucket filler. Just remember that everyone carries an invisible bucket, and think of what you can say or do to fill it. Here are some ideas for you. You could smile and say hi to your bus driver. He has a bucket too. You could invite the new kid at school to play with you. You could write a thank you note to your teacher. You could tell your grandpa or your grandma that you like spending time with him. There are many ways to fill a bucket. And I noticed that this is the same kid and older man from the cover. So we know that's his grandpa. Bucket filling is easy and fun to do. It doesn't matter how young or old you are. It doesn't cost money. It doesn't take much time. And remember, when you fill someone else's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. When you're a bucket filler, you make your home, your school, and your neighborhood better places for all. Bucket filling makes everyone feel good. So why not not decide to be a bucket filler today and every day? Just start each day by saying to yourself, I'm going to do something to fill someone's bucket today. And at the end of each day, ask yourself, did I fill a bucket today? Yes, I did. That's the life of a bucket filler, and that is you. So I want to just tell you guys that bucket filling is extremely important. We should always try to make other people feel good. Right now is a really hard time for everybody, especially the adults in your life. You might have your mom or your dad or your aunt or your uncle or your cousin or your nanny helping you with online learning. And that is not easy. So I just want you to think about how you can fill the buckets of the people in your house, especially those who are trying to help you with your learning. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.